Okay, I got that. All right, yeah, we're going live. Never gets old.
No. Live is fun, man.
Yeah.
Live is live.
So, if you guys are just joining right now, welcome. We are live with my friend and someone I looked up to, but we'll talk more about that. Murphy. How do you say your last name? Cargis.
Cargis,
Right?
Cargis, yeah.
I didn't want to say Cargis.
Well, that's kind of like the Chicago way to say it. We have family back there. So
okay.
Either way is actually okay.
Okay.
Cargis, yeah.
So, Cargis, Murphy Cargis, you guys, check him out. Give him a round of applause. We're not going to hear it. We can't hear it. But Murphy is the original member, founding member, and original member bass player of the band Sugar Ray.
Yes, sir.
Now, that bass is in the videos, right?
This bass, no, but this bass actually, yeah. This is the fly bass. This is the one I wrote Fly on in the video, and a bunch on tour for many years. It's got a lot of dings and a lot of love on that thing. Look at
Dude,
this. It's beat up.
that is awesome. Real quick, the connection that we have, a few connections, but the first and foremost, we're both from Orange County, California.
Yes, sir.
I don't want to, age you,
Right.
but
No.
I'll say this.
Let's do it.
When I was a senior in high school, and Brian and I went to high school together.
Yeah.
We're the same year.
Yeah.
So when I was a senior in high school at Corona Del Mar High School, the first band I ever was in was during that time.
Mm-hmm.
And I have an older sister that you know.
Yep.
And so like you were the band, the Orange County band that was like on their way to making it that we were looking up to. So we went and saw you guys play.
Yep.
You were originally called the
Shrinky Dinks. Anybody know? Ever heard of the Shrinky Dinks out there? You never know.
the toy. It was a really cool art
Tories?
toy.
Oh, the toy.
Yeah.
The Tories, the band that
No.
came into it. No, the toy. Yeah, I think was it Milton Bradley? We don't know. But you cut it out and you baked it in the thing, and that was the toy. And it was a funny way we got our name. We actually were rehearsing, like the second rehearsal ever. Rodney worked in a dental lab, so we go jam there. I don't know if they knew at night. And we found a Shrinky Dinks original toy, like on the ground somewhere. We're like, that might be a sign. So we actually stole the logo, but just made it an X instead of a KS. There you go.
Yeah.
Shrinky Dinks.
Brian is over there behind the camera. Is everything okay?
Perfect.
Okay. That's like, sound feedback.
Yep.
Can't hear you.
Well, totally. When the bass starts going.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, if you guys are watching on an iPhone right now, or you're watching on a laptop, you're going to probably say, turn the bass up, but it's actually the frequencies don't make it through the tiny little speakers very well.
You might hear this.
Yeah, slap at the bass. Let's open with a jam though, and then we'll you're gonna teach me a Sugar Ray song.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Definitely.
And Brian, any interesting comments so far? Love you guys, by the way. Thank you for tuning in. Anything we got over there?
No, just a lot of salutations.
Oh,
Sweet. Some action. Looks good.
yeah, they want to
Looking
hear the
good.
music. So you start it off. Fire, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go for it. Yeah.
Jam, man.
Yeah. Let's try this. Just stay there. Let's go up a whole step. Back down. Yeah, let's do the head.
Flag, man. There it is, man. Yeah, man. Right
Let's
on.
do. Yeah, dude. That was just. We're just winging it,
Yeah, man,
obviously.
exactly.
Awesome job. How we doing over there, Brian?
Excellent.
It's
Okay.
like a sound check. you
Let's.
know?
Yeah. So let's go. All right. Here we go.
Hey, where's that line? Where's that again?
D.
Yep.
Just top again. And we'll go to G. Back. A. Yeah. Yeah. If you're just tuning in, Murphy Cargis from the band, original member Sugar Ray, Orange County. We both grew up in Orange County.
That's right. Location.
Sugar Ray, dude, you guys are like this anomaly of a band, or were, because you're not currently playing, but it's an amazing story of a band making it. I
Yeah.
have to say that, but real quick, my sister, who is more your age, you're just a few years older.
yeah, man. That's okay. I love
But
it.
yeah, you guys, you were still the Shrinky Dinks, and you played at my sister's 21st birthday party at like the Paradise Cafe in Newport Beach.
That was you had to remind me.
Yeah.
I mean, you play a lot of gigs. You don't remember every single one, but how cool that it was a small
Yeah.
community, and like I'm like, no way, we did. That's right. Was it specifically for her?
Yeah,
It wasn't
she
just
like
a gig
she
where she came to it. we
no
kinda
no.
connected.
She hired you guys.
Wow, that's
Yeah,
so cool.
No, like I think all the money went into booking you guys.
Nice.
It was probably like I want to say it was probably like $300.
Yeah, that was. I think we gave a discount. We were $400. Yeah.
Okay.
But that I remember that place. It was like we would do a gig anywhere we could.
Yeah.
We didn't really there in Orange County there weren't a lot of clubs that we would play. We would literally like rent out like a restaurant and play after they left or something. And so Paradise Cafe, I don't remember what it was.
Yeah.
It was like a funky place. Was it in Fashion
Do you,
Island?
wait, do
kinda?
you remember? Yeah, I think so.
It was-
Do you
yeah,
remember
so-
Paradise Cafe, Brian?
That's the name.
We would
Yeah.
just gig wherever we could. It was these, you just make your way wherever you can.
But it
It's
was
never perfect.
It was interesting because you guys were like really heavy.
yeah.
I thought of you
yeah.
as heavy.
We
When
were-
I saw
yeah,
you live,
Yeah.
your guitar player Rodney,
Yeah.
who's actually married to the sister of our friend.
Yeah.
Rodney's married to John Fike's sister, Brian.
Gretchen?
Yeah. Yeah. So we grew up with John Fike.
Yeah. John's the greatest.
But I haven't seen him in years, but I hope he's doing well.
I just ran into him at
Oh, no
I
way.
did a movie theater with our both families. We're like, hey.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
cool.
he's
That's
great.
cool. I wish him the best. We played a lot of baseball together. But where was I going with that? I was going somewhere interesting. and I
we were
just
talking
totally-
about Paradise Cafe.
Yeah, yeah.
And the closest to the community.
Yeah.
And
Oh no, but you guys were heavy, and so
Yeah,
I
that's
remember
right, that's
Rodney
right. Yeah.
playing a Les Paul.
Yeah.
Guns N' Roses were like the
Shirt
biggest
off.
band in the
Yeah,
world at the
yeah,
time.
yeah,
So
yeah.
and plus you're in Orange County in LA.
Yeah.
You can't help but have that rub off on what everyone was doing.
Well, it was just so great. I mean, we had a lot of influences. It was a lot of influences from like new wave and punk rock, and then rock and roll, and what was going on currently with you're right, Guns N' Roses and all kinds of stuff.
Chili Peppers,
And
that
we,
was
yeah,
huge
so
too.
we were heavy. That was weird. We fused like this punk energy with like hard riffs, and I wrote a lot of the music, so it was like these simple like. That was Lick Me.
Oh
You know what I
yeah.
mean? Lick me.
Not lick my love pump.
I mean, so these simple kind of brainless, just hard pounding, like we thought we were like AC/DC mixed with the Beastie Boys.
Okay,
kind of.
okay.
You know, we're
That's-
like hard riffs and like just go crazy. So.
But then it was time for a hit.
But it got but and it did get more punk than that. But well, the way you just
Yeah, so
segued to
Fly. Let's
for
talk about
sure.
your first hit song, Fly.
Right.
You transition. We good?
Yeah, and real quick, so you were writing on the bass. You were writing songs with the bass.
Yeah, no, I taught myself guitar. So
He plays guitar and bass, and he's going
when
to
I wrote
teach me
Fly,
a
The
riff.
first thing I wrote on Fly was the bass line. And,
Let's hear that real
You
quick.
You do guitar. You write with the guitar.
Yeah, mostly.
Let-
I play
let-
probably guitar more actually than bass, but now bass more than ever now. But so
hear
yeah,
it.
so we got our deal.
Are you tuned to half step down?
No, not right
Okay.
now. Tune regular. But so we got our deal, and then we toiled for a while, just on tour with some great bands in a van. We did our thing, but we were in New York City, and we were really frustrated. I could tell, and we were in this weird place writing. It was kind of depressing. We didn't know whether to be back, delivering pizzas or still living our dream out on the road doing it. And we reached like a breaking point. I could tell, and it was a band fight, and then Mark left the room, and it was kind of depressing because we're sitting there like, oh man. And when that happens, we always had a rule in our band that you can't ever say no to an idea. So it was just like we were doing all this heavy stuff to write for the second record. And when that happened, the snap and energy just like, we're like, oh great. Okay. So we sat down and I'm like, I was listening to the Sublime record that week, the big What I Got record.
Yeah.
Because we were going to meet some producers. We were going to meet Ron St. Germain and David Kahn. Ron St. Germain did 311, and David Kahn did all kinds of stuff, Sublime and all this great stuff. So I was listening to the producers' material to get my head around it, and this bass line popped into my head, and I'm like, well, since the heavy stuff is over and Mark just left, and like, I got an idea. So I had that, and then Craig was the second guy to write to that. He made the beat that's literally on the record.
Yeah.
It's on the radio. Do ka do ka do ka do ka. And the thing about our band was Craig, our DJ, was such an important member of writing. He would write all the beats, and it sounds like a small thing, but it had the perfect vibe. And so Stan was out in the hallway smoking a cigarette, pacing because we were depressed, and like this is probably it. And I have this little bass line. Craig makes a cool beat. Rodney was sitting there listening for a while, just quiet in his own way, and then he goes, he started doing.
Yeah, you grab that guitar and play.
I think I can do that lick. It's a
Okay,
tough
yeah,
lick.
I know, but we're gonna get close. We're gonna get close.
He was sitting there and made this lick that was so interesting and creative, and Stan pops his head and goes, "I got something for that," and he came in and sang, "I just want to fly, put your arms around me, baby," and we wrote it in like 10 minutes,
Of course.
and it changed our lives. Mark later heard it, and funny, he goes, "If we do that song, quit." and he'll admit that today. He did say that. And David Kahn said, I think you might want to rethink that. Because we met David, and David thought that song was really interesting.
It's so.
It's a weird lick, man. So Rodney just started going.
Oh, there it is.
Something like that. It's like, it's,
Oh wait.
yeah. Yep.
All right. So.
It almost bends out of tune.
Oh no, it sounds out of tune,
And,
but
and I
in a
remember
good
people
way.
would go, "That's so brilliant." Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he wrote that immediately.
I've actually been waiting. I do get requests for Sugar Ray tunes,
Cool.
and I was like, I
Nice.
knew I had a
Yeah.
connection to you. I knew some other, because Stan Stan was the drummer,
Stan knows
and your
you, yeah,
friend.
yep.
He is playing with two of our friends that we grew up with,
right,
the
Scott
Owen
and
brothers.
Joel, yeah.
So there was a bunch of connections. I was
And
like,
Charlie.
and I'd get requested to do Sugar Ray, and I'm like, I don't feel right doing it until I at least
get a member
get
down.
one of those guys
Yeah,
on
yeah.
here. So you're gonna teach it to me, and then
Yeah.
I'll definitely
We
have
do
that
every
coming.
morning too. Every morning's a little
Dude,
easier.
so you guys have 4 huge hits, right?
I think it was
I mean, to
3
me-
big ones, and then 4 was 4 Answer the Phone or Falls Apart to you? Well, it
Fall-
was,
oh, yeah.
Fly Someday every morning, and either Falls Apart or Answer the Phone. I'm not
Okay,
really sure.
all right.
But no, so we did that, and it was just amazing that something came together so fast. Rodney, literally the lick that is on the radio, again, like Craig's beat, he made it up in just minutes.
Yeah.
Creativity is such a weird thing when you give yourself the opportunity to not quit. And that's what I'm big about. I want to try to inspire people also when I'm talking to people online, just saying, it's not about how good you are. You got to give yourself the chance to keep doing it. And
Right.
things happen. So
That
that song happened quick.
And it's so cool when I remember when well, we'll talk more about that.
Yep.
I there's something I haven't done yet, and I want to be very specific that you are making some great YouTube content and Instagram content.
Trying, yeah, man. Yeah.
So I want to make sure while I've got people's attention here that they can come over and check out. You're doing bass lessons, but
Yep.
also music lessons.
Well, I'm starting with bass for now because that's
Yeah.
my main thing. It might morph into guitar and songwriting ideas. It's my thoughts on stuff. But yeah, I've got it. It's just my name,
So-
Murphy Cargus on YouTube, and I'm putting stuff together, yeah.
So please dial the 1-800 number below. No.
The ticker above or below.
Yes, we've got links everywhere. But no, please, you guys, this is a great guy, great musician. He has great insight on his experiences as well. So it's Murphy, Murphy, Carges. Did I say it right?
Karges. You got it right.
Karges.
And I respond to every comment. I don't have tons, but every single comment that's come in, I've responded to every single one.
So not,
that's-
yeah, and you've done some
You
great.
do too, right?
Yeah.
You have so many.
You go through, but you've gone through kind of like deconstructing your
Yeah.
Sugar Ray tunes, which
I
I
did-
think is a great start.
Yeah, I just started by doing every single song Sugar Ray ever recorded, starting with Snug Harbor, the first release on our first record. I did 90 videos talking about just what I remember, how, because songs are written, when you write the song, it's one iteration.
Yeah.
Then when it goes to record it, it changes a little. There's insights to what the producer does or how you change the verse. And then live is another iteration that you bring it to another level. So I just went and kind of remembered those three versions of 90 of our songs.
Let's groove Fly again real quick,
Yeah.
and then you can show the bass
guitar?
line. No, you play
Oh, cool.
bass,
Yeah,
and then
yeah,
you'll show
yeah.
them the bass since we're here. Oh yeah, there we go.
The chorus is really hard.
Oh wait, it's a five chord. Oh yeah. Okay,
Just do less. You just keep going.
Okay. But then, what about the?
Yeah, that's- yeah.
Oh yeah. Just want
That's
to fly. Spread your love and fly.
So it can be that easy though. You know what's amazing is you know, you want to learn to be good, people who want to learn guitar, right? But like that song made a lot of good things happen. I think it's a good song and it's 3 chords.
I love it.
Rodney did make a brilliant, I think everybody in our own way had cool little things, but essentially it's a 3-chord song.
Yeah,
It's really actually a 2-chord song.
But everyone goes.
You
Da-da-da, da-da-da,
Yeah,
da-da-da. Everyone sings that little part,
Right,
and
right.
the Southern California beach. It almost has a little
Yeah,
mariachi
yeah,
Tijuana
yeah.
connection. I
Yeah.
feel like. Brian, are we
know,
cool over there?
together.
I think so.
Can I ask if there's anybody asking questions? If anybody has
Yeah.
any requests or questions, I would love to hear.
I know.
I love the interaction.
Yes.
Takes a minute to have that happen.
It does. But yeah, Brian, anything? Are you refreshing it?
People were coming and saying, yes, you do respond to every comment.
Ah,
nice,
well, that's good. I also want to. I already mentioned her, but a shout out to my sister Lisa Schwartz.
Hi, Lisa. Remember our gig?
She was my. And her high school boyfriend at the time was this guy named Darren Ritchie.
Yep.
And so, you know, them being 5 years older than me,
Yeah.
like, and my sister and Darren are doing the nightlife music
Yeah.
scene. They're friends with you guys.
Yeah,
They're seeing
yeah.
Guns N' Roses. They're
Darren's
seeing the
a good
Red Hot
guy,
Chili
yeah.
Peppers,
Yeah.
going up to LA, all that stuff. Like, that was a huge influence on me.
absolutely, yeah,
I didn't play guitar yet when
Right.
that was during that time. But I just remember, like, you know, 5 years back, that when you're little
Yeah.
is like a huge
It's
amount
a
of
huge
time.
difference, yeah. And you look up to them, and you're like,
Yeah.
oh, and they were in. You know, Darren was. We were so into Guns N' Roses. Darren would call me Duff. He never called me Murphy once in years. Like, hey Duff, how you doing?
So
Duff?
who was he?
Duff was the bass player for Guns N'
No,
Roses.
but who was
Yeah.
Darren then? If you were Duff,
Well, he was just Darren. Yeah, I don't know.
he was saying it because you were the bass player.
Yeah, yeah, and it was just this fun little thing. So
Yeah.
But I agree with you. There's people in your life that you might not normally think, oh, they're an influence, and outside people can't see it. But
Yeah.
My sister too was a big my biggest fan in music, and so
Yeah.
definitely.
I remember something
And
I
my
think
brother too.
something I think really helped Sugar Ray, because when you do Fly, you're doing all these, I think, heavier songs that lead up to Fly, and then all of a sudden,
yeah.
okay, now they have
Yeah.
they're going for like a pop hit
Yeah.
band, right? But
Yeah.
the fact that
Didn't
you
come that
guys
way.
leaned in to the fact that you were considered a one-hit wonder,
Right. Oh,
or
yeah.
your 15 minutes of fame, and you
Yeah.
went, so you embraced that self-deprecating
Yeah,
like
yeah.
energy, and I think that is. I mean, the other hits you guys had were, I think, great songs, but just that you like,
Beat him to the punch.
yeah, beat him.
We know we got one song.
Right,
And
right.
We don't know what's on this next record.
Yeah.
Give that all to Mark, because he was big on that, saying like he titled 1459, and he said we should do this, and I go, that's a great idea. So
Well, he was always had that self-deprecating,
always,
cheeky
yeah,
thing, and he
yeah.
still does.
Yeah.
But he also is the most done-up guy too.
Yeah, he's so smart. I give the guy a lot of credit for always having great ideas for just how we could present our band.
How often did they have to like work on his hair, like when you guys were?
I don't know.
That's
man.
my question.
Well, it's funny. I remember the first day. It was actually, it all happened in 97, 98. When Fly happened, I remember he came to rehearsal. He actually had this crazy rad hair. He got it chopped off, and it wasn't frosted tips. Anybody remember frosted tips? People think we did that. We did not do those. I don't know anybody who had frosted tips.
Okay.
But Mark had chunks dyed. I think he went to some like hip Beverly Hills salon, and it was actually really cool. Like it was like just a clump there and a clump there, and I'm like, dude, that's kind of rad. But yeah, then like it was funny. Years later, he had a hairstyle that people disapproved. Fans. It was combed forward during the In the Pursuit of Leisure tour in the album. And it was kind of a funky look, and then he went back to the spiky.
He kind of like, that's like me with the hat now. I'm like,
You gotta rock that thing.
I'm like 12 years into the hat, dude.
You gotta rock the hat, man.
I'm going with.
Don't take it off.
Yeah,
It's good look.
yeah.
man.
I'm way deep.
I
into
need
it.
a hat. I don't look good in hats, but I know why people wear them because it's a consistent, cool look. But I don't.
It's also the thumbnail, silhouette, the whole thing.
Yeah, man.
But anyway,
Yeah.
Brian, what do we got?
So Murphy, do you have a favorite song that you've written?
It's a good question. Who asked that? I want to address them back.
That's a.
It goes by too
Well,
fast.
whoever you said, do I have a favorite song? Good question. I would probably say it'd be a cross between a couple because I like to bang my head. I like to play hard. It'd probably be Fly because Fly changed so much, and the way it was written was such a divine weird moment in all of our lives. I'd say Fly and then Mean Machine and 10 Seconds Down because I gotta bang my head with Roddy and get rocker neck. And
Okay, so I know
those songs are so fun to play.
10 seconds down.
Yeah, man.
Remote.
Yeah.
Remote control,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Something
yeah,
like that.
yeah.
Is that not? That's not the album from Fly, right?
No, that's
That's your debut. Like with it, were you guys on Atlantic
correct.
Records?
Correct. That's
That's your
Lemonade
like
Brownies. Yeah.
That's your. Wait, who was on? Was Nicole Egert on the
Nicole
cover?
Eggers on the cover, yeah. Somehow we tricked her.
Did Mark McGrath, was he just trying to like meet her or something?
Well, actually, we knew her.
Okay.
Mark was dating her friend.
Okay.
And so we knew her a little bit mutually, and somehow we convinced her. We weren't there for the photo shoot. It was like these professional guys.
If you're not a Gen Xer right now, you have no idea what we're talking about. So.
It was our first cover, Lemonade and Brownies, and it featured Nicole Eggert, who was on Baywatch, on the ground, I shall say, not with a lot of clothes on.
Also, Charles in charge. But
Yeah, Charles in charge.
That's
right.
certainly how I know her.
Here's the riff.
Oh yeah.
D tune. But it was really fast, and it went into a halftime in terms of, so it was just a fun riff. It's fun to play.
Mark McGrath made fun of his manhood a lot, I noticed.
He did. He would have a good way of putting everybody off, and they're confused, and then he's over here with the real information. You know what I mean? Like people would say, "Oh, he's such a all these." He just would sort of do his own thing. He'd put out a lot of misinformation or information, and then just I'm over here now. So, I had no comment. I don't know.
Yeah, exactly.
He was good at it. He was raised on Johnny Lydon, Johnny Rotten.
So Pitsy Yunk D wants to know what band most inspired you to play.
That's a good question.
That's a good question. There's so many. Early on, the Beatles, Led Zeppelin.
Do you have a favorite like Paul McCartney bass line?
Well, you know what? I'm weird. I actually, to be honest with you, like I'd love to say like come together. It's not my favorite. There's a part in Golden Slumbers where he literally goes out of tune and it goes, and it almost could, it could almost like
chokes you
make
up.
me cry. I swear to, it's so. Some of the things he played are just so incredible. I don't know. Yes,
I got one.
Some of the mellower songs.
Yeah, no, I
are
got
just
one.
Stunning.
It sounds like this. Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
great.
and that's like, he was so melodic.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
what am I saying past tense?
Yeah.
I shouldn't say
Yeah.
past tense. He's
No,
still ripping it.
He's so then moving on. I would say you have influences really young. Like the record collection you're exposed to as a kid, what your parents have. And my parents had a great record collection.
Yeah, yeah.
So I thank them for that. But then you get into stuff like I get into new wave, like the B-52s and Devo, and punk rock stuff and Sex Pistols, the Dead Kennedys, all this stuff. I don't know. I would say the Beatles though are the band that like literally like fed into my soul, as cheesy as that sounds, to just love music and never stop. So
Wow,
probably
that's
the
cool.
Beatles.
I like that. Anything else there, Brian?
Shelby Joseph wants to know who is your favorite guitarist?
Oh,
Bassist or
shit.
guitarist?
Guitarist.
Guitarist. That's too
It's
hard.
impossible.
Yeah.
But you just have to like the first one that comes to your mind, and then don't argue it.
Send that out though too.
Yeah.
You know who's a really great underrated bass player? I gotta say, is Pete Farndon from the Pretenders.
Oh, yeah,
Right,
yeah,
Pretenders?
yeah.
His walking bass line, and he had like a Triumph leather jacket with a pompadour, and he looked like John Travolta in Grease, but cooler in a punk. I'm like, that guy. I want to be like that guy. So
that's
he had
awesome.
some great lines. He got messed up into some bad stuff, and he didn't live long. But what a great bassist that.
Well, how about
The look's important too sometimes.
How about well, guitar player wise, maybe we can go.
Steve Ray Vaughan.
Yeah.
I might say honestly, I met the guy once.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, what a great honor! I met him.
What
Yeah.
was that during Sugar Ray's time?
I met him. It's a great story, actually. There was an amphitheater down in San Diego called the Nautilus Amphitheater. It was next to the zoo. It was a weird little short-lived amphitheater. My dad, oddly enough, was booking it. I can't believe it. He booked Stevie Ray Vaughan to play. We went backstage after he played. Blew my mind. His stereo setups live.
Yeah.
He had the most incredible sound I've ever heard live to this day.
Yeah.
Of his guitars, the way he would run them in stereo. And we were lucky enough to meet him, come backstage. He took his hat off. He was such a gentleman. This was in step. It was 92 maybe, or so it was Shrinky Dinks, 2 years away from getting a deal.
Okay.
And so he was such a gentleman. And I remember my dad always said, we had a hat and he signed it with just like one arm here. And we looked at it later and we're like, it was like the most perfect signature of all time. We were thinking like the talent that God gave the guy through his fingers. Like, we don't know how he did so. What an honor to meet Stevie Ray Vaughan live. We'll always cherish it. We brought our friends, sat in the front row, and we're just changed. It's like
wow.
His gigs. You ever hear that they were like a spiritual experience?
Yeah.
It's hard to say.
I lived in Santa Fe, New Mexico, where I went to college, and I was there for afterwards for a few. So I was basically in Santa Fe for like 6 or 7 years of my life. It's really the only time I wasn't in California. But I just remember I wasn't at the show, but there's an outdoor, kind of a smaller Red Rocks there called Palo Soleri.
Right.
And they talked about how Stevie Ray Vaughan played a gig there once, and it was like a thunderstorm.
Wow.
And they said
He played through the rain?
he was just shredding, and there was just like lightning behind him, like
Rad.
just like it was like.
Anybody out there love Stevie Ray Vaughan?
Oh yeah, definitely the people watch this channel.
I heard he played with like 13s or something. Like the high string was
Yeah,
like his
yeah.
forearms were like Popeye.
No,
stories
it's
on that guy.
ridiculous.
Yeah.
So who was the? You guys opened for the Rolling Stones, right?
Yes, 3 dates. Amazing.
So any cool stories from that?
Well, there's a funny story, yeah, because, you get a photograph if you open for the Stones. So they go, you want a band photo, right? Of course you do.
Yeah.
People do it now with selfies with bands or whatever.
But back then you had to actually.
You had to ask, we were in arenas. We did 2 dates in San Jose and 1 date in Vegas. And I believe it was in San Jose. They said, okay, you want to have a photo? We go, yeah. So they told us, okay, it was in the hallway. You stand in front of a curtain. Just stand there looking ahead. The photographer will be there. They won't be there yet. Then they'll appear. Then they'll move on. And so it was so weird. We're standing there like, what's going on? Mark had like a solo cup. I'm there. I think I had my bass maybe. And they just appeared out of nowhere, took a photo, and boom, they were gone. It was beautiful. How they do it, they have to be so efficient,
Yeah.
They got to be efficient. They can't,
And time is limited.
Yeah. Charlie Watts, though, none of them, bands sometimes watch each other for sound check. The Rolling Stones are going to come out and watch, Sugar Ray and sound check. Charlie Watts came out 2 nights in a row and watched our sound check. Charlie Watts, good man. Awesome.
Dude, that's amazing. Chili Peppers, you ever play with?
Good question.
You had to have at some festival or something.
Probably at a festival.
But you didn't like run into them.
No. I mean, you play with so many bands in festivals and stuff, but
did you guys do any of those Woodstock things, or you were off timing
we were
for that?
supposed to play Woodstock, but for some reason we did not. I don't remember why it got canceled or something, but no, it didn't work out. But
All
there's
right.
just so many funny stories of like Kid Rock.
Yeah.
Like, we knew him when he before he released anything.
Yeah.
And he was this aspiring, rapper,
Rock
rocker
rapper.
from Detroit. And I remember there was a summer program on MTV called Summer House or something.
Yeah.
And we were supposed to do it. I think it was in Jersey, and Mark and Bob, his name is Bob, were out late and they barely made it. And we said, we're gonna do that. Can we have this guy come by? Can he like scratch and maybe do some stuff in between the commercial breaks?
I feel
We
like
go,
I
yeah.
saw that.
Dude, so it was his first appearance on TV, I believe, ever. And he hadn't released his record yet. He was working it out with Lava and Jason Flom at Atlantic. And we had him come by and scratch when I went to break, and nobody knew who he was. And there's Kid Rock. So just fun stuff like that. And people like that remember when you try to give shots. And so we toured with him later. Every time we go through Detroit, he would come on stage and just kill our crowd. You've never heard a louder response than Kid Rock in Detroit coming out on stage. It's
Maybe
amazing.
Eminem in Detroit.
Yeah, that's true. Sure.
No, but
There's
fair
something
enough. Fair
about
enough.
him, though, man.
Yeah.
It's just amazing.
Brian, how we doing over there?
Doing good. A lot of people.
He's
coming
the
in with
greatest
their
guy.
Favorite bass players and.
Well, that's good.
Paul McCartney, John Paul Jones,
Oh yeah.
John
Entwistle is getting a
Entwistle.
lot of love.
John
Who is?
Entwistle.
John Entwistle.
John Entwistle was such a monster on bass. He's so incredible. He like soloed on the real like the whole time. It's just. I remember Pete Townsend was saying once like after actually he passed, he said. He was saying sorry, but now I can actually play a little more. John was
Yeah.
so amazing.
I know. He meant
What a
it.
great
That's
guy.
kind of in a loving way,
Of course,
like
totally
complimentary
loving.
way.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a guy you could listen to just like isolated his track.
Yeah.
And it's awesome.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. And Paul McCartney's like that too. Any of those?
tone is
Do you see any of those super chats today? I just want to make sure. Okay, I didn't mention it, but you guys, once again, follow Murphy Karges, Karges, and first name Murphy, Murph for short, I
Yep,
assume. Check him out. Check out his Instagram. Check out his YouTube channel. I've been checking it out for at least a year or two. I think I was following you before you knew I was a Newport person, probody.
Maybe, man.
Oh
yeah.
no, but we have just the Newport thing. We have connections because I'm thinking also about, I'll tell you later. The guitar player friend that I'm just on the spot.
And I
right
want to
now.
know what does anybody in terms of bass? Are there any bass players out there right now? What can I help you with? Is there something because online there's so many things, but what is there not online that you need help with? That's my question.
Yeah. All right. Show the fly bass line,
The fly bass
and
line
then
is
we're gonna
super
wrap up.
simple. It's
But that's
just-
good. So it's A to D.
It's just A, yeah, you hammer on C to D and add the F sharp. For some reason, it's cool, right? This is cooler.
Yep.
Just a color there. Really simple,
Yeah.
I mean, the cool thing about, to me, if you're a musician out there and you play music and you're writing, being simple, I always preach being simple to the students I have and anybody I talk to, because what happens is, if you're not,
yeah.
that's
Everyone
fun.
wants to see that right
A
now.
lot of people happy.
Okay, that's fun,
the
right?
most requested.
Tell
Yeah.
me the key right now. Was that E? Okay. Did you ever meet Flea?
I actually met Flea. It's a cool story, actually.
Slap at the bass, everyone. Give it up for
Yeah.
Murphy Karges.
Well, real quickly, let me finish that point about being simple. I said that it's fun to slap and go crazy, but when you're simple like that,
Yep.
what it does is leave open space for your other bandmates.
What?
To make something killer.
How dare you?
Yeah, right. So, but slap is rad. You're taking up a lot of space. Like I was saying about Entwistle, he was so amazing. That's great. But just if you are simple, and you can be, it leaves space for other people to shine and then just be a part of the song, not take over.
Go on.
So Flea, though, yeah, I was actually in a band when the Shrinking Inks broke up. I don't know what year this was. This was probably 89. I'm dating myself. I actually answered an ad in Music Connection to be the bass player for the Weirdos, and I went and tried out, and I got the gig. And Flea, or actually it was Xander Schloss, was the bass player, but Flea had played the bass lines on this record I had to learn. So Flea bass lines I had to learn. And they actually came to rehearsal one time. So I got to know him because it was a band that they all liked. The Weirdos were a veteran punk rock band that a lot of people loved. They preceded everybody, Peppers and everybody. So he walked in and I'm rehearsing with the Weirdos, playing Flea's bass line with a pick. And he walks up to me like this and just stares at me like this. And he walks away. I'm like, woo! Did I do okay? I think I did because he went like this. And I was just playing so hard. But he was a really sweet guy, really great guy. And
He's definitely
got to know him a little bit.
gotten more passionate about passing on education stuff. So, yeah.
He's a monster player. He's probably so humble, but he's so good.
And just he has the fire, the energy.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So this is us. I'm just gonna do a few shout outs here.
Yeah.
And then we're gonna be done. Cause I'm kind of hungry.
Yeah, do it. Let's do it. Whatever, man. I'm ready.
But Brian,
well, every morning we could do a little every morning.
oh
on the way
yeah,
out, maybe.
yeah, for sure.
Anybody want to hear every morning?
Yeah, I do.
Another great lick that Rodney wrote.
Okay, yeah, you play the guitar.
Let me show you that.
Okay, so we got Larissa Werfel, Jack Pashma, Debbie Jones, Momo Studios.
Debbie Jones. Hey, that's
Is that one of yours?
That's the Sugar Ray's biggest fan of all time.
No way, Debbie
Debbie.
Jones.
I gotta have a shout out to John too. Johnny John.
Johnny
My
John.
son, yeah.
Oh, John Cargus.
Yep.
Dare I say, John Cargus?
Yep.
You got a cool dad.
There he is.
I'm sure you're proud of him. Actually, you know what? On this week, my daughter's a freshman in high school.
Nice.
So I'm dating myself. But it was
It happens to us
it
all,
was
man.
bring your parent to school in high school,
Rad.
but not like a parent night where you sit there and just observe.
Yep.
They like made us do work. We like went to PE,
Oh,
like
cool.
the whole thing.
Yeah.
So I just relived high school this last week.
How was
and
that? That was pretty cool.
It
right?
was
Honestly.
to be with my daughter and have her be at still like that I was there was fantastic because
cool.
you know
Yeah.
you need as many of those moments as you can, but the actual high school part of it was intense and exhausting.
Yeah. Right.
So like when they're chilling like up in their rooms with their
Yep.
computers right
Yeah.
now and just like relaxing, I'm
Yeah.
like, I have a little more appreciation for it
Yeah.
because it is intense. So anyway, I'm glad we got a couple of your people shouting out, or that we got to shout out. Northern John, thank you. Ozzy Farrow, as always. C Lava. Qualquer but does a gent. Oh boy. Toy Robot Army, Midnight Thinking. Yo, Ollie William. Lone Star Windmill. Toy Robot Army. Okay. We're
right.
at you didn't get a shout out, watch next week. Oh, I love that. Please
Real simple.
again. Okay, so
Just little black shapes.
okay, let me just start from there.
Yep. Change strings so that yeah, and then just there it is.
Okay, so let me try it.
Yep.
You know, it's my job.
Yeah. You're pretty good at it, dude. You're fast, man. Yeah, keep
So you
playing
got to
that.
slide into it.
That's a great Rodney lick. Rodney had the gift for those, man. Every
wait.
morning. Anybody know every morning? That's
Just
the fun-
sing it
that's
to
the
me
fun
one more
song to
time,
play.
like rhythmically.
Oh, yeah.
Duh, duh, duh.
Dun 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 dun. Yeah. It's a rad subtle rhythm.
Yeah.
Listen how good they go together, right? Bum. And then you just go. A,
A.
E, D, D. It's actually a sweet jam, kind of. A. Yep. A, A.
Everybody It starts on A.
Yep.
Yeah.
Bass. Dude, you can play live now. You're ready to go.
Hey, we need the we need
That's
Kid
right.
Rock here. We need Kid Rock.
Or Craig, man. Craig is amazing.
What was his DJ name?
DJ Homicide.
Wow.
He got that not because he got that because somebody early on said, "Dude,
You're
you're killing
killing
the table."
it.
Yeah, you're killing it.
Is he?
He had to explain that forever, and
I
then
know.
then he became DJ Craig Anthony. He took his middle name.
So is he still doing music?
He actually, it's funny you ask. He just retired. It sounds so funny, but he was DJing for a long time after. We haven't been in the band in a little while, and so he's moving on to other stuff, maybe composing or writing songs, but he's done from like playing live, DJing live.
And what? Real quick, tell us what you're all up
He's such
to.
a talented guy. Sorry. What's
Yeah,
that?
he sounds like a great
He
guy.
would write too. He'd have ideas for writing riffs, and he was not just a scratch in our band. He was an integral part of writing songs that changed our band from like a pretty loose garage band with a lot of ambition and like heavy riffs to like writing songs like every morning, Sunday.
So does Sugar Ray's current drummer just have triggers and all those parts are just like
That's a
sampled on
good
there?
question. Yeah, I think it's Dean who's currently drumming now, and probably they probably have some kind of a trigger because we had so many tracks, we would bring some live, but probably a trigger.
Like the vocals? Whoa, you didn't hear that. Did we
No.
cut that part out? Don't worry, he's not watching.
Right. Yeah, man.
I just have a feeling that
Yeah.
Mark McGrath's not watching.
Probably
right
not.
now.
Yeah, probably not.
Brian, any last comments?
Yeah, we got to get one last comment,
They
man.
said Davey 504 would approve.
Oh, that's
Oh,
yeah,
nice. Cool.
yeah.
Oh, yeah?
We were talking about Davey 504.
I love you. Whoever said that.
Yeah,
Thank you. You rock.
yeah.
Any
he's
other
great.
comments or questions? I want something else. I want another.
Compliments.
Well, that's always nice. Yeah, read us one, Brian.
I should do. Wait, what bass line was that? You know, there's a great band, Gherkin Ruckus. I always use Danny Wallace's bass. I don't know if he's watching. He's a great bass player, but wait. I mean, you know, it's fun. It's funny. Slap bass has become very popular and people love it. And I honestly think is it because you can hear it on phones, and I'm not kidding. You can't hear bass. Like, you can't hear that. That's now loud on our ears.
That's how people are
And
consuming.
it's a flashy rap
content.
way too, but
No,
I
it's
always
rap.
love just the low like rumble, like you know,
Yeah.
move concrete. You know,
Yeah,
yeah,
I like
feel
that.
yeah.
Well, once again, you guys, Murphy Kargas here. Follow him. Check out his the YouTube stuff's great, dude.
I appreciate it. You know, it's fun. Get to do video and kind of talk and share. I just want to share the
Dude,
things
you're doing
we
it.
went through.
You're
all
doing
the
it.
stories and all this stuff. I think I've learned a few things.
Well, how about this?
I've learned a lot of bad things to don't do. So I just want to share.
But
that.
we've got a good 5 or 6 amazing stories that we didn't tell today that we can
Right.
tell when you come back another time.
do it. Let's
How's
do it.
that?
Absolutely.
Come back?
Yeah.
And maybe you can come back and do a little bass lesson.
For sure.
I know you're doing it
Be
on your
awesome.
own channel.
Yeah.
But anyway, thanks
No, I'd
again.
love to. Yeah,
Yeah,
it'd be
thanks
fun.
again, Murphy. You guys follow him. Thank you, Brian. I'm glad you got
Thank
to
you,
make
Brian.
it.
Brian, you do great.
Yeah, didn't look at how. Do you see how hard he was working
He's
back
just
there?
crushing it. You're crushing 2020, Brian.
I'm about to do one of my big jobs. Don't get me nervous.
He's gonna hit the stop.
Nice.
Thanks, guys. We'll see you soon.
Himalayan blue out. Color this bass.
That's a beautiful color. I told my